Hey guys, so yeah, I'm back. Before my computer broke, I did have one more suggested vlog that I wanted to do from Alex from Ricky Short Sings the Blues. So I want to do that. He suggested that I talk about a trip, and when I was thinking about it, my whole life has kind of been mostly trips because I moved a lot when I was little. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. So, well, I was born in the state of New York. Um, then we moved to Germany. We were there for a little while, and then we moved to California, where my baby brother was born. We moved from California back to Germany, where I went to kindergarten this time. And then after kindergarten, we moved to Georgia. We were there for a little while, and then we visited in New York again because my grandparents live here in New York. So then we moved to Colorado, and Colorado is where most of my memories are because that's like a good chunk of my childhood right there. I really loved Colorado. I'd love to go back again. If you haven't been to Colorado, I'd say it's definitely worth going to see. I mean, as long as you love nature and would love to see mountains and stuff like that, it's a great place. I mean, if you don't care for nature, don't go. From Colorado, we moved back to New York, and we did the whole trip from New York to Colorado and from Colorado to New York in car. So yeah, it was a really long trip traveling by car. I had my cat that passed away a couple years ago, but at that point we had him traveling with us. We'd gotten him in California, so he's done a lot of traveling. So we actually, that cat learned how to walk on a leash, so we could let him use the bathroom when we stopped places and stuff like that. So he was a great cat. That's a vlog for another time, I think. So yeah, after Colorado, we came back to New York. And I've lived in New York ever since, but so I'm currently living in the town I was born in, but I'm more towards New York City now that I'm in school, which actually sucks. A few other travels that I've done were in school. I was in the Spanish club, even though I took French, because my best friend took Spanish and she joined the Spanish club and didn't want to go to Europe alone, so she asked me to go with her, and I was like, okay, so we raised the money. So we went to Madrid and Barcelona, and they were also going to Paris, which was the real deal maker for me, because I wanted to go to Paris forever, which I learned I actually don't like Paris so much, but I like surrounding area and the town more. There was one castle in particular that I was in love with. People who don't know me, there's this whole thing about I'm the princess, gosh darn it, and thing between me and my friends. So yeah, among my friends, I'm the baby and the princess. So I love castles and stuff. So it was a really great trip. A few years before that, we went on a whale watch trip to Boston, Massachusetts, which was awesome. We got to see some whales. We did a whole bunch of other things. We went and saw the Salem parts, and I'm really into witches too, so that was cool. My favorite memory from the whale watch trip was one of our chaperones was my history teacher, and he got really impressed with me while we were there, because well, first there was this machine. I'm sure you've all seen them. You put a penny in and it squishes the penny, and it has that imprint on the penny. And he'd never seen one before that. He was so amazed. He like did like 5 pennies or something on his own just because he thought it was so amazing. And I like used to collect those when I was younger, which is why I did that. I don't so much anymore because I've lost most of my collection, but and then we were at one of the ship harbor things, and he told us to guess how much something weighed, and just being a smart aleck, I said a ton, not even realizing that a ton is an actual amount. Well, come to find out, it weighed exactly a ton. So he was all impressed with that. So those are some of my favorite memories there. The trip to Madrid, Barcelona, and Paris was difficult because a lot of people kept getting sick. I got sick. I went behind my teacher's back and went into one of the medical supply stores and bought medicine, which they told us don't ever do that because you never know what they're selling. But when I get sick, I have to have medicine. So I went in and I knew a little bit of French, so I was able to communicate with them and get what I wanted. So I knew it was okay. I think they might put a little bit more alcohol in their medicine than America does, because I was a little bit more tipsy than what I usually am on medicine. Um, so yeah, that was interesting. My best friend, she got really sick. She ended up not being able to go see the castle that I fell in love with, which was really sad because it was hard for me to enjoy it while she was at the hotel sick. I mean, she's in Paris, doesn't speak any French, and I couldn't stay behind with her, so. But we got her some souvenirs, so that was cool. I remember in most of my trips when I was little, they had those caps that on soda pop where it said you could get one free or whatever. They used to do that all the time. I don't think they do it anymore, which is sad. But we like had a whole bag full of them because it made it a cheap trip. So that was cool. So yeah, those are some of my trip memories. I'm sure I could sit here and talk forever more about them, but it's kind of all I got. So, love and hugs, everyone.